Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Heck, we're even on TikTok. We're excited to engage with you. We hope you'll join us moving forward.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have Simon Dyakowski here as President and CEO of Aztek Minerals. Last year was quite a good year for you guys, 2021. And you just put out a news release today, 2022, kind of the milestones of what happened and also what we should look forward to moving forward. Let's do a real quick catch up and see, kind of look at some of the things from the past and what to look forward to here moving forward.
Well, that sounds great, Andrew, and thanks for having me on once again. And yeah, I think it's been about 4 months since we last spoke back in September. So as you pointed out this morning, we did put out a little corporate update, and we do it every year. It's just a review of the last year and an outlook for the year ahead. And we had a very busy year last year. Obviously in what was, a tough year for junior mining investors, but we were able to get a lot done. Just to touch on a couple of the highlights, we solidified a joint venture on our Tombstone project. We then drilled at Tombstone again, a phase 2 RC drilling program in the Contention open pit, expanded that, had some phenomenal results that on the whole were, was one of the best programs executed down in the southwestern US. So that took us through to the fall. And then in the fall, a little bit after we last spoke, we raised a bit more money to go and really do or to commence the first drilling at our project in Mexico, the Cervantes gold copper porphyry project. So we've actually commenced drilling that back in December. Took a short break over Christmas, but we got a few holes done before the break, and we're back to it this week. And it's quite a significant program for us. It's a 5,000 meter drill program, and it's the first follow-up to our drill program back in 2017-18, where we made a virgin gold discovery at the California zone, which is one of several compelling targets that we have on the property, and that was headlined by a hole of 160 meters grading 0.77 grams gold oxide. So we discovered what looks to be a gold oxide cap to potentially a much larger porphyry system in a porphyry district. So we are very excited. Not obviously mining exploration CEOs or investors overuse that term excited, I think, but we really are, because it's been like 5 years since we've or 4 or 5 years since we've really had a good crack at Cervantes, and we're finally back there, and with gold hopefully coming back into favor in the seasonally strong Q1, we expect to have that good news flow that investors are looking for.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping that the outlook for gold for most people out there seems to be much more optimistic. I would say as well. I'm looking forward to a stronger year for gold. And walk me through also with the results that you had. Now, of course, I'm not a geo, but because it's a gold oxide, you don't need the numbers to be like 6 grams for, that'd be great, don't get me wrong. but the cost effectiveness of it, or the efficacy of it, I guess is much stronger in the case that what you have than just if you looked at the numbers and just went, oh, okay, they look okay.
Yeah, so while we do have multiple targets and there's higher grade targets on some parts of the property, the main shallow gold oxide zone at California at Cervantes is we're looking at a heap leach model for that. So that's why you're okay with wider intersections of lower grade, and the typical heap leach in the region can make money at anything potentially over a 0.5 gram on average. So that's really what you'd be looking for if you had a bulk tonnage deposit that's situated well topographically for open pit mining. We're hoping to get more of the same, kind of in the average of the 2/3 of a gram of gold range. And we do have some deeper drill holes as well planned for California that will go plunge right into a IP chargeability high that we have that's about 300 to 500 meters below the ridge line that we've been drilling on.
Yep.
And we don't know what's driving that anomaly, but we'll find out with a couple of drill holes that we put in there down to 500 meters. And if those, connect the dots with a larger copper gold system, then that would be game changing in itself. But not to get too ahead of ourselves, we are focused on expanding that initial discovery we made. As you pointed out, it's that's the grade that you want for heap leaching. And so far, we've had a very positive start on the project in that respect.
So going forward, say from here, January moving forward, is it going to be, you have to wait for the data because that's going to lead you, but are we waiting still on stuff from Tombstone? Like that should be coming out soon and that kind of go, okay, where are we going for that? Or is it going to be more attention in Sonora?
So we've chosen to work in Sonora now due to the seasonality. So there's a rainy season there in the summer. Yeah. So we got through that. Then we mobilized the drill crews back in November. And so we're drilling through the first quarter, into late February, March. So we'll have results coming out starting in early February is my best guess, in about a month from the initial drilling, and then those will continue in regular increments. We've got about 22 to 24 holes planned, 5,000 meters, so we'll have plenty of updates from multiple targets coming out, into the spring. And then a great time to be working in Tombstone is actually in the spring before it gets very, very hot there in the desert in the summer. So that's the thinking behind the sequence. And in terms of Tombstone, we have got all the data back from the drill program that we did last year, and it has been disclosed to the market. We put out a summary report, and in a nutshell, we've expanded the shallow gold oxide cap, and that we're talking about 0.5 gram gold to heap leach. We've actually been hitting thicker intersections of better than 0.5 gram there. A highlight hole that we had there last year was 65.5 meters of 3.4 grams gold equivalent. That was hole 22, I believe. And then hole 10 was 96.6 meters of 2.2 grams gold equivalent. So we're seeing, up to 100 meters of kind of multi-gram equivalent gold there, which is, exceptional potentially for heap leaching economics. But we are busy while we're not drilling there right now. Our technical team is modeling everything up. And one thing I should point out about Tombstone is, to date, we've only had an opportunity to drill down to a maximum depth of about 150 meters.
Yes.
And that's because we've been drilling RC through an area that is littered with old mine workings. So we found that the RC drill is better to punch through them and regain circulation. And really, that was our initial thesis, was to confirm mineralization between old mining stopes and tunnels, which has been proven true now. But the next step will be to go in with a diamond drill and to get some drill core, and that will enable us to drill deeper. So we've examined some of the historic mining records in the Tombstone Silver District, and we can see that the bottom level of mining, level 10, was actually 600 feet or 200 meters below the surface. So that mining was done back in the turn of the last century, 1900 to 1910. So there's potentially high grade down there still. Obviously, I don't think they were, back in the day, putting shafts and pumping water out to get to to what we would consider bulk tonnage grades now. So that's an exciting aspect of the project that we just haven't had a chance to get into yet because we've been limited by the RC drill. So
sure.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to this year as well, getting in there with a diamond drill. And then of course, I'd be remiss to not mention the much deeper CRD targets that we have there.
Yes.
That we are very eager to get into and explore, being just 40 miles away from the Taylor Hermosa discovery of Arizona mining back in 2015, which, incidentally was also under a past producing silver district. So, similar geology there. And we do have one drill hole on our ground underneath the pit that returned, I think it was 7 meters of 9.1% lead zinc, an ounce of silver, some minor gold, and 0.6 copper. So, a compelling grade there that hasn't been followed up on. And since we've done that data examination of the historic drilling, we have also run ourselves a deep sensing AMT survey, which has identified 2 buried conductors around 500 to 700 meters below the surface.
Okay.
So those will form the basis for, one aspect of that diamond drill program coming up.
Excellent. So, I mean, you've got the year mapped ahead. You had busy last year as well, and you accumulated a ton of data, which is very optimistic. And we're looking forward to seeing what comes out of Sonora. I mean, 2 great zones, and we've talked about it before. I mean, you've got infrastructure, you've got everything there. So really want to thank you for coming on and listing out some of the highlights from last year, but also laying out what we should look forward to this year. And certainly it sounds like there's a lot happening, and that's what, I mean, people want to hear. The programs you raised that 1.6 million or so. That carries you through, I guess, till probably, I'm gonna guess like till spring. Till if you're going to do any bigger, deeper drilling, you might do a raise then or something. But it'll be after a lot of this data comes in, right?
That's right. We want to let the market digest, what we're doing right now. And I think we got hit with a little bit of tax loss in November, December, and the market's slow. So we're focused on getting that work done and communicating it to the market, the significance of it. And, so there'll be a lot to be learned about Aztec in the next 3 months before we're, looking to raise more money.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Simon, for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's a very attractive level for sure right now with all the work you've put into it and the results, never mind the potential that's there. So I really thank you for spending the time with us, and Happy New Year. Happy 2022.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well, Andrew. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on, first week of the year, and hopefully it's a better year than last year as shareholders for all these companies that we follow. And I think it should be.
Definitely hope so. That's for sure. I'm very optimistic. I mean, I say this all the time. We talk about it. If anybody really wants this green future that everyone keeps talking about, that means mining. So people get on board, and it's great when you have these polymetallic systems as well, like with the copper and Sonora. All of this helps.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thanks again, Simon, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks. You too, Andrew. Bye.